Dicen que en épocas de grandes cambios es cuando aparecen las mejores oportunidades. Este es el momento de aprovechar el presente para construir el futuro que deseamos. Hoy abrimos una puerta al futuro en el que las más avanzadas tecnologías se ponen a disposición del ser humano para construir un mundo mejor. Descubre Decentra, la oportunidad que eleva tu potencial con la ayuda de las mejores herramientas digitales del mercado actual, como blockchain, staking, web 3.0, NFTs, DeFi y más, mientras te ayuda a mejorar tus finanzas personales. Usando la tecnología más avanzada hoy y creando la que está por llegar. Bienvenido al futuro. Bienvenido a Decentra.
The world of the future is being built right now. A limitless universe called Metaverse is being born. The next generation in the evolution of the Internet. A place where the barriers of time and space do not exist. A world where imagination fused with technological development will build the business of the future. And in this world, the foundations of a great city are beginning to be laid. Decentra and Landian, the alliance that will change the world, are building Decentra City within the Metaverse. This city will be a place to explore, to grow, to connect. A place where you can do as many things as you want, and there will be room for entrepreneurship, training, art, entertainment, and human relationships. In Decentra City, you can buy or rent cars, invest in assets, buy the house of your dreams, or build a great building. But you can also enjoy a multitude of amazing experiences or play games. You will have a digital version of yourself, living and interacting with other citizens of Decentra City by means of a personalized avatar. The world's most advanced, hyper-realistic metaverse. This is a unique moment in history. The first network marketing company to officially launch inside Metaverse. Decentra City, the city where the impossible does not exist.
Worldwide. Happy Monday, everyone. I hope you had a great weekend with your family and hopefully it was profitable as well. So this is the communication call. Yes, we are live every Monday at noon in the West. So anybody in the Los Angeles, Vancouver area, hope you're having a great lunch. And if you're in the East, meaning Toronto, Canada, or New York or Florida, that end of the world, 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, and in Central Europe, it's 9 p.m. And also to our friends in South Africa, it's about 9 p.m. Just to give you an idea here, we're all over the world here broadcasting live. And as you can see, I'm back in the office after a month of being on the road. I got a chance to visit not only Colombia and meet some amazing people in Colombia. And as a matter of fact, in Colombia, we had people coming in from different parts, from Peru and from Ecuador and from Costa Rica. Then I went to Costa Rica. But anyway, pura vida, everyone. I'm super excited, and thank you for being on this call live. If you're watching the replay, welcome. You can watch the replay, by the way, and have your team watch the replay at TVDecentra.com, TVDecentra.com. And I'm super, super excited again today because there is a lot going on in the world of Decentra. And today's call, make sure you grab a pen and a piece of paper. I'm going to be sharing some valuable information with you that you can be sure that you want to pass it on to your Decentra community. And hopefully your Decentra community is growing and growing every single day, every week, every month. And again, hope you had a great and profitable weekend. Tonight our topic is, I'm going to talk a little bit about the getting started process. It's so important, but I'm going to give you basically a general update and let you know what's happening all over the world. There are a lot of moving parts. It is an exciting time to be involved with Decentra. And if you think it's been exciting in our first 90 days, watch what happens in our second 90 days. It's hard because I'm on calls all day and I keep having to remind people that are calling, asking questions. Hey guys, we are 90 days old. We just passed our first 90-day cycle, and we're just entering now in September our second 90-day cycle. Very, very exciting, but it seems like this company is like 10 or 12 or 15 years old. I don't know. It seems like this company is a lot older, and it's hard to imagine even Decentra that we're really only 3 months old. Can you imagine a baby at 3 months old? And we're saying, come on, let's walk. The baby's not going to walk. The baby's just going to eat and sleep, right? But Decentra is moving. It's almost like we're in the Olympics these days. But I'm going to give you some updates. Now, if your team, if your community has not tuned in to this live call, reach out to them on WhatsApp or Telegram or email or however you reach out to them as soon as you can, just to get them to dial in now for some important updates. Or if they're not able to get on, depending on the time zone of the country that they're in, make sure that you send them to TV Decentra to get updated. Every week we do this call, unless I'm on a plane. Last week I was on a plane and not able to jump on the call. Our flight was delayed by 24 hours. Otherwise, I would have been doing the communication call. Unfortunately, the flight was delayed by 24 hours. So let's talk a little bit about some corporate announcements for the week. And I want to remind all of the leaders that are achieving a higher rank right now. If you're achieving a higher rank, meaning sapphires and above, we're giving away tickets to see Tony Robbins live in Mexico City. So make sure that you submit to your upline. Make sure you let them know that you want tickets if you have ranked for Sapphire or above this month, okay, or last month, okay? So if you've ranked up, we want to hear from you, and you get to see Tony Robbins live in Mexico City. Very, very exciting that Decentra is a part of that, bringing Tony Robbins into Mexico City. It's very, very exciting for us. It's very exciting for Tony Robbins too. So with that, our enterprise is growing really, really fast. And last weekend, or that just passed right now, the one and only, Johnny Cash, Johnny Cifuentes, our Chief Visionary Officer, was in Vietnam. And again, he was introducing Vietnam to the Metaverse project and our partnership with Landian. I'm going to talk a little about it tonight because there's just been some news coming out of the media that I want to introduce you to. But just before we do that, I want to maybe give some acknowledgments. I'm going to start off with our top 10. Let me just see here. Our top 10 countries for this month. You're not going to believe who's on the list. It's pretty amazing here. let me see if I can pull up that list of top 10. First of all, in sneaking into the 10th place. So look, if you know anyone in any of the countries that I'm about to name, make sure you reach out to these people and let them know they're in the top 10, that they made the top 10 countries around the world. And if you're in a country that's not in the top 10, do what you can to get your country in the top 10 for next month's announcements. But sneaking into the list is the one and only, of course, Vietnam, and that's where Johnny Cifuentes, our chief visionary officer, is right now in Vietnam, and they snuck into the 10th place. But guess what? In 9 is Russia. All right, privyet to all of our friends in Russia. So they're in number 9. United Arab Emirates hit the list at number 8. And our good friends from Peru in the house. Peru is in number 7 position this month. Number 6 is the one and only team from South Africa, is in number 6 position. And guess what? For Africa, congratulations to Nigeria. Nigeria is in number 5. Watch out for Nigeria. It looks like they're growing very, very rapidly. One of the surprises that I found, I thought it was a really big surprise, but not to the people in Guatemala, because Guatemala is number 4 on our countdown here. And then after Guatemala, or just above Guatemala, we have Colombia in the number 3 position. And finally, our top 2, number 2, USA is ranked number 2. Way to go. Congratulations to all of our American friends. Congratulations. And the number 1 country still holding the top rank in the world is none other than Mexico in the house. Congratulations to Mexico. That's amazing. I'm going to talk a little bit about our top 10, top producers for the month. Now, this one is not going to be in any particular order, but I'm going to do my best to pronounce their names. If you hear, I'm going to ask for your help. If you hear a name that you recognize, make sure immediately you reach out to them and let them know they made the top 10 list for this month. That's very, very exciting. And I'm going to start off with Mariana Galloso. Mariana Galloso, congratulations. And then we're going to go to Jamie. It looks like Lorente Amor. So Jamie Amor, okay, and her middle name. Congratulations, Jamie. Janet Successor. What a name. What a handle, right? Janet Successor. If you know Janet, if you know Jamie or Mariana, reach out and let them know they're in the top 10. And then, of course, we've got Lee T. Tin in the house. To me, sounds like it's from Vietnam, but I'm guessing. With that, Lubiov Guzmina. In the house, top 10, Joanna Patricia Mosquera. That's Joanna Patricia Mosquera in the top 10. And then Marina Dergacheva. If I pronounce your name wrong, I'm so sorry about this. But with that, we've got Daisy Elena Rojas. Okay, so that's Daisy Elena Rojas in the house, in the top 10. Again, recognize that name. Make sure that you get back to the person. Let them know they made the top 10. We're counting down here. We've got Carlos Rene Castillo. Carlos Rene Castillo in the house. And it looks like he's got another name, Ballesteros. Okay, in the house. And finally, to round off our top 10, Atupele Mala. I'm going to pronounce it Mala. Okay, Atupele Mala. Those are the top 10 that we have. And make sure, again, if you recognize the names, reach out to them. Congratulations to the top 10. Well done. Amazing. It's just an amazing time in our history, and in such a, like I said, such a young company, and having so many now new countries coming into the top 10. So if your country has not been named, let's make September, September, October, November, some of the best months in this industry. We're going to see some explosive growth just based on some of the announcements we're going to make right here and right now. But our media team there are things going on behind the scenes, ladies and gentlemen. I am so fired up. I don't even know where to start with all the things, but I'm going to just chunk it down because I'm not going to reveal everything on this call, but just the most important things. That we've got a new PDF. If you haven't seen it, it is world class. I just did a presentation today using the new PDF, and it blew people out of the water. Very, very exciting. So we have, again, based on our first 90 days, let me just grab we refined, of course, we're fine-tuning, we're adjusting, and now we've compressed a little bit the presentation to advance, right? To include certain parts of our ecosystem and to really, make it a very powerful, world-class presentation. So the presentation has been fine-tuned. Our goal is to create the best of the best and the simplest and most effective presentation that you can do. And when you see the presentation, if you haven't downloaded it, it's in your back office, and practice that presentation. And really, if all you do is just read the script, you're going to do okay. Or, again, in the introduction phase, you want to make sure you're pointing them to the Zoom presentations, and then you do the follow-up. But they're available right now in your back office. And we're preparing, again, as many languages in as many countries because we were growing super, super fast. And so, again, the fastest growing countries will get the priority on all the translations. We've mentioned that before. But again, all of this information, remember, TVDecentra is a tool that you can take the information from some of the top speakers and some of the top mentors, not only in Decentra, but in the world, coming right into your living room, available to you 24/7. It's continuous broadcasting, and you can also find various topics when you go into TVDecentra.com. You can find various topics, different categories, and the most amazing Zoom calls. We put them up there. I just want to remind everyone that John C. Maxwell content on leadership is available only to Decentra members. And again, this is just another reason. You're gonna hear a couple more reasons why Decentra is the most valuable private membership in the world. And I just want to maybe start off tonight by talking about that, because I don't know about you, but one of the questions that I'm getting a lot, not only from independent entrepreneurs, but also people looking at Decentra that would never look at a network marketing company, but they're coming in and they're looking very closely, and they see everything, and they're saying they want an explanation in terms of what is Decentra. If you have a pen and a piece of paper, it's going to be, if you're like me, it's the number one question. People are going to ask you, what is Decentra? And if you have a pen and a piece of paper, and if you can write this down, because the answer doesn't change. I have two answers. The short answer and a little bit longer answer, but the longer answer is not long at all. The short answer is Decentra is genius. Everything about Decentra is genius, from the people behind the company, from the management team that has been assembled here with 150 plus years of industry and corporate experience. That's genius, in my opinion, that such a powerful team has been assembled. I don't know of another company anywhere in the world that has this much firepower, this many seasoned professional network marketers that are, like I said, professional in the industry. So then Decentra. So the first answer, and the timing of Decentra and the ecosystem of Decentra is genius. The services that Decentra is offering is genius. So the short answer when someone says, what's Decentra? It's genius. And then you can start the conversation. But the little bit longer answer, and it's not too much longer, is this is what Decentra is. It's the most valuable private membership in the world. End of story. What is Decentra? It's the most valuable private membership in the world. I was asked the question 3 times today. 3 times. 2 by independent entrepreneurs and one by a prospect. And they said, Shane, how do we describe what is Decentra? It's the most valuable private membership in the world. And now we can go through the university. We can go through TVDecentra. We can go through Hick Vault and Moon Converter. We can go through the metaverse. Why is this the most valuable private membership in the world? And we can go through the various, we can go through Ovusky. We can go through our private members club. And every step of the way, we can say, hey, can you see why this is a valuable membership? Can you see why it's the most valuable private membership in the world? So you want to remember this, because I am getting this question asked a lot. The first question that I'm asked is, why am I with Decentra? And it's because I answer because it's genius. Number one, right? That's why. And looking at the timing and everything that's happening. So another question that I get, of course, is, what is it? And they want you to explain it in a big, long story. Don't get confused when someone asks you that. Don't get thrown off. Be calm and remember these two things. Genius, and then you can start talking about why it's genius. And then it's the most valuable private membership in the world. And then you can slowly go through our ecosystem and unveil it. But if you try to explain Decentra, when someone's looking at it, it is mind-boggling. So also in your back office, in the news section, when you see news, we're going to be putting up the most important news and announcements in the back office. So make sure you're visiting the back office. Click on the news. You'll see news start to pop up there. And again, Decentra is also on Spotify. If you know anybody on Spotify, they can go on to Spotify and they can listen in on audio for people that just like to hear the audio. So for your notes, if you have a pen and a piece of paper, September 24th, Saturday, September 24th, it's coming up very, very fast. It's going to be, I would say, a historical day for Decentra, because we're going to be introducing everybody, and our goal is to introduce not only our members that are already involved, but all of your friends and family and people who you know who know people, because you do not have to be involved in network marketing to understand what's coming in the metaverse. I'm going to show you something in a second, but I've said it a couple weeks ago. I'll say it again. When you're introduced to what's about to happen in Decentra City, it will blow your mind. It will blow the mind of anyone you know. I guarantee it. All right, I guarantee that you're going to be going like, wow, what is this, right? It's just amazing. There's nothing like it in the world. There's no other network marketing company in the world that is going to be able to compete with Decentra, or even if they wanted to compete, they'll never catch us. We are so far ahead, and thanks to the brilliant collaboration with Landia. I want to show you really quickly here. Just today, was it today? It was just came out. Okay, so I'm gonna see if I can pop this up here for you. If I knew how to run the technology, I would be very, very dangerous. But here we go. I think this will work. But I'm gonna share with you an article that just came out. And how can I do that here? I cannot yet. Let me try again. And if not, I'll tell you a little bit about the article. Yeah, it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to share this right now, unfortunately. But let me just tell you a little bit about what's happening. Within the last 24 hours, Decentra made a headline in a very prominent cryptocurrency newsletter. And it basically says that Decentra is going to develop, and this is a clue for everyone for the 24th, and why you want to get everybody that you know to come and take a look. And don't sleep on this one. Don't fall asleep on this, because we're telling you in advance. I'm already telling you in advance, as clear as possible, that Decentra is going to be developing the biggest digital mega project in the Landian metaverse. And this article was just released, and basically saying that by the year 2025, the metaverse market value is projected to exceed $800 billion. You got to write this down. $800 billion. Now that fact is in our new PowerPoint, our new PDF presentation. This is going to make it one of the most profitable technology sectors in history. Okay. Currently, the metaverse market is about $35 billion, but by 2025, it's going up from $35 billion to $800 billion. You know, now companies like Meta or Facebook, companies like Nike, NVIDIA, amongst many, many others are investing millions and millions and millions in order to position themselves in this very sector that we're talking about, the metaverse. And here we are, Decentra has our own city. Okay, now this mega project has 750,000 acres. Just try to visualize this. 750,000 acres, and Decentra City occupies 220,000 of those acres. This is incredible. And so the rest of the world, when the rest of the world comes in, they're not going to be involved in network. Maybe some of them are involved in network marketing, but there's going to be people coming into the metaverse. Decentra City is going to be smack in the middle. Very, very exciting. Again, it's the biggest digital mega project in the metaverse in this particular Landian. You can check out this information again. I'll see if I can put a link up later on somewhere where you can read the article. But the creation of the project is really a milestone in the industry and a singular moment in history. It is a moment in history, and Decentra again becomes the very first network marketing company to start up completely inside the metaverse. We're in the metaverse, all right? We're not near the metaverse, thinking about the metaverse. We're also, Decentra City is profiled to be a digital city where, thanks to the integration of NFTs and the blockchain and Web 3.0, remember Web 3.0? Industries like those related to education and entertainment and real estate development, amongst others, will be absolutely revolutionized, and you can profit, and your friends can profit, and your family can profit, and your relatives can profit, and anybody you know can profit, and they don't have to be involved in network marketing. That's just a bonus, okay? So inside Decentra City, you'll be able to, for example, just imagine you'll be able to purchase apartments or buy or rent vehicles. You'll be able to travel in the city. You'll be able to buy exclusive clothing and accessories. You'll be able to develop real estate. You'll be able to attend events in the metaverse. You'll be able to hold your own meetings. You can have a meeting in the metaverse. You can attend classes related to any topic, all right, any topic. The university, our Decentra University, is also going into the metaverse, and you'll see John C. Maxwell holding a metaverse convention with all of us. Okay, so we're going to be in the convention, and it will be like you can almost touch him. He'll be that close. It's just state of the art. We did some demos while we were in Colombia, and I've seen some recent demos, and like I said, the only thing that comes to my mind, and the thing that was going through my mind, is this is going to blow people out of the water when they see this. So it's the collaboration. You see, Decentra didn't create the metaverse. Landian created the metaverse. It happens that Decentra City is the only network marketing company in the world that has been invited, in to this particular part of the metaverse. And so it's very, very exciting. I don't know. If I get more excited, I mean, I'd be twins right now, but just make sure that you mark the date down, September the 24th. And so big date. So from September the 24th, it will be an introduction. Okay. He or she who has the most people on that call is going to make the most money. End of story. All right. So you want to really be building for that as you go through your presentations. Make sure you're mentioning the 24th. We'll get you all the information. Another thing that I wanted to talk about that is very, very important is every first day of the month, no matter what day it is, if it's the first of the month, our Chief Visionary Officer, Mr. Jonathan Cifuentes, Mr. Johnny Cash, will have a private Zoom with some of the top global leaders, and the call will be called, it's The Future Is Now. Okay, it's called Decentra. The Future Is Now, Decentra. And again, the first call just happened on October 1st, and it happened on September 1st, but the next call will be on October the 1st. And again, all the leaders that are going to be invited to that private call will be notified based on the rankings. So make sure that you get started on ranking up, all right? Again, if you've ranked up, let us know, because you have tickets to go to the Tony Robbins Live in Mexico City. I wanted to talk just a little bit about getting started. Why is that? Well, there's so many reasons. Back about one of the biggest lessons that I got maybe 10 or 12 years ago, a while back, is that I had I was building a group, building a team, trying to help everyone, trying to support. And at that time, in my mind, I was trying to figure out how to build bigger events. That was my strategy, how to build bigger events. And because it was my strategy, I thought everyone would be interested in learning how to build big events. Like some of you watching this call right now live or on the replay, you probably are maybe interested in building events, and some of you are not interested in building events, right? It may not be in your wheelhouse right now. It may not be in your dreams right now to build events. But at the time, I remember it was important to me. And so what I did was I said, I have a group, and I sent out an email communication, a survey, and I listed 10 things, like building events and the compensation plan and how to get started and about the services or product. Would you like to learn more about how to close? Would you want to learn about the compensation plan? So I had 10 different topics, 10 different topics selected. And the survey basically said, just choose one of the 10 topics and I'll train on that particular topic. But I wanted to know from the field what is most important to you. And I thought for sure everyone would come back and say building for events is probably the most important thing you could learn, because that was interesting to me. I hope this makes sense, right? But the answers that came back, I'll give you a clue. And just think for yourself, how many topics can you think of? If you were going to train on something, you've got, for example, the comp plan, you've got the products or services, you've got how to close, you got getting started, you've got building events would be a good one, about maybe how to do three-way calls. So just think of if you could, put a list of 10. That's what I did. And the survey results absolutely shocked me, and it changed my life in terms of how I presented network marketing, how I present opportunities, and why the way that we're building is the way we're building. Because well, if you were going to guess, and here, I'll give you a clue. I had 10 different topics, and the answers that came back, 9 out of 10 of them chose one topic. 9 out of 10 respondents chose one topic. All right, we had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people submit, but about 90% chose one topic. And I went, wow, this is amazing. What do you think the most important topic, if you're going to train on something, what do you think it would be? What would it be for you? Right? What would it be for you? How to build global or compensation plan, like I said. But there was this one particular topic everybody wanted to know about it. They wanted me to train on this particular topic. And the topic that 90% of the recipients responded, it just changed my life in terms of how I present now. You know what that one topic is? Why don't you take a guess? Don't be lazy here. Write down on a piece of paper, what do you think, if there was one topic that most of the people wanted to know more about how to do, what would it be? Write it down. Write your guess on a piece of paper, or write it in the chat, or let me see if we do. I don't know if we have chat, but what would that topic be? I want to give you some time to think. How to make money, okay? Let's go to the chat. Just for fun here. Let's have a little bit of fun, because I'm kind of curious as to what you think, right? So how to make money, inviting successfully. Okay, let's get this going, because how to recruit, okay, how to recruit. These are great answers, right? Someone says, I want to learn about the metaverse. Yeah, of course. How do we access Landian through Oculus? We're going to talk about all of that. But we're talking about now, what is the most important topic? How to recruit the right people into your business. You see, this is a great example. You guys are giving good examples of good training topics, but there was one topic that 90% said this is what they want. How to build a very successful organizational team. Events, okay, yeah, that's an advanced person saying events. Okay. Let's go. How can I believe in me? You see, very, very. How to be a great leader. Amazing, right? And there was a couple people here that got the answer right. Maybe you've heard the story before, but I'm going to tell you. And thanks for participating here. And you're right. And that's right. Now people got it, right? How to invite people. But here it is. Write this down, guys. This is it. This is it. This changed my life in network marketing. It might change your life. You know what everyone wants to know? How to get started. How to get started. Do you know there's a lot of people on this call right now and they still don't know how to get started? They don't know what to do. They don't know how to get started. They've never been taught. They're not paying attention because it's very, very important. Now, here's the other thing that I noticed. As I started traveling around the world, as I started traveling from Japan, and I've been in Thailand, and I've been in Mexico, of course. I've been all throughout South America, Canada, and the United States, and Asia. I've been all throughout Europe. And what I would notice, it doesn't really even matter what the network marketing company, I'm talking about the industry right now. I'm talking about the network marketing industry. If you told me you were in network marketing, I would ask you one question, and the answer that you gave me to that one question would tell me if you're making money. And it wasn't, and the question isn't, are you making money? That's not the question. You see, and let me ask you the question. I would say something like, hey, listen, whatever the company, it doesn't matter. Whether it's whatever the name of the company, it wouldn't matter. The company didn't matter, but the answer to this one question does matter. And I would say something like, look, if I'm a prospect, if I'm your prospect, okay, and you're pitching me and you're introducing me to your company, your product, your service, you're introducing me, and I asked you this one question. If I wanted to join your company, tell me what to do. What do I need to do to get started? And if you said, if you did that, I know immediately you're not making any money. Your skill or ability to help people get started is going to determine your paycheck. Let me write this down, guys. This is big. This is a big one, right? It's one of the most valuable lessons that I had ever learned. Your skill or ability to help a brand new person get started correctly is going to determine your paycheck. And most of the people that I say, and I'll say it, and I'll ask you when we're live. You never know when I'm going to ask this question. I'm going to say, listen, if I was going to join your company, if I'm going to join your organization in Decentra, what do I need to do to get started? And if you start fumbling, you're not making any money. There's no way you're making money. But if you're saying, if I ask that question, how do I get started? And you've got an answer, 1, 2, 3. This is what you do. Boom, boom, boom. This is how you get started. Do this step, take this step, take this step. Let's go. Let's go to work. Take this step, take simple, easy. If you have a getting started process that is proven, that will work, that's effective every single time, your goal now is to help people get started. Your goal is not to close people, how to get someone in a headlock, how to invite them. Your goal is to help people get started. At the end of September, we're almost halfway through the month. At the end of September, I can ask you, how many people did you help get started this month? And that will help tell me if you're making money, if you made money this month, right? How many people did you help get started, right? Getting people started correctly is your most valuable tool that you can work on right here, right now. how to help people get started. This is it. Get it down, master the getting started process. We've broken it down into 3 components times 2, 3 and 3, 3 and 3. So the first 3 is before someone is involved with Decentra, they've got to open up a Bitcoin wallet, right? They got to have a Bitcoin wallet. If they already have a Bitcoin wallet, congratulations. They completed step 1. If they don't, now you help them open up a Bitcoin wallet, get their own Bitcoin wallet. Hope that makes sense. They load 120 minimum in USDT or the equivalent of Bitcoin, and no maximum, but they at least have $120 in the wallet, number 2. And number 3, they buy a membership. 1, 2, 3. That's how you get started here. Now, once they're in the system, once they've gotten started, now you go to the next 3. And the first thing you want them to do is go to TVDecentra. The first thing, get to TVDecentra and start looking and start studying all the trainings that we got in there. People are talking about how to get started. You can learn everything about Decentra, a lot, and there's the best of the best of the best. So you want them to go through some of those videos so that they can learn from the best of the best coaches and mentors in the world in Decentra. Okay, the first thing they're going to do is go through some of those videos, and they make a commitment. The second thing, they're going to make a commitment that they're going to invite and they're going to introduce to Decentra 2 people a day. And the third thing is they're going to commit to teaching 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, right? Like we just did. So this is, to help you get started in this. But if you could focus on getting started strategy, on how you're going to help people get started, because there's a lot of people that are going to say yes to Decentra, especially with the addition of the metaverse. They're going to say yes. They want to be involved. They're going to see it. It's going from 35 billion to 800 billion, and we are leading the way. Decentra, your company, is leading the way. This is a multi-billion dollar opportunity. I cannot be more clear, but you want to make sure you fine tune your getting started process. I hope this makes sense. I just wanted to spend a little bit of time talking about the importance of helping people. It is the skill, in my opinion, that will determine how big you're going to grow. Now, you become a master at helping people get started, watch what happens to your paycheck. Watch what happens. I was going to say your bank account, but forget about that. Watch what happens to your wallet, right? When you become a master at helping people get started correctly, okay? So take the time to fine tune your getting started process. Take the time to make sure that your team has a very clear, very simple 1, 2, 3. This is how we do it, right? This is how we do it. 1, 2, 3, all right? Hope that makes sense. And so you want to make sure that you're asking that question at the end of the month. All you got to do is ask yourself, how many people did I help get started this month? And then you go to your team. How many people? What is your goal? How many people would you like to help get started this month? Can I help you help someone get started, right? Can I help you help someone get started? So we're putting together something, again, another topic for another time, but we're putting something together that's going to automate and help automate this process, make it easy, make it even simpler, so that you can grow your team, that you can grow your community bigger, better, faster, stronger. So within your Decentra community, do the people, do the independent entrepreneurs within your community understand the importance of developing the skill of helping people get started in the business? If the answer is yes, you're going to have a rocket ship. Your team is going to be like a rocket. If the answer is no, because this person does 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this person does 6, 7, 8, and this person does this, and they do it this way, but they do it this way, and then it's not going to grow as fast as if everyone is on the same page with a simple getting started process. Okay, I cannot overemphasize that. And with that, we talked about a couple weeks ago, we talked about the importance of, about leadership. Again, thank God for John C. Maxwell. I mean, his information on leadership is the best of the best of the best of the best. And One of the things that we're developing that you're going to see a little bit more and more of as we move forward is that we've got really 5 massive regions in the world and 5 massive markets. And we started about a month ago the Who Do You Know campaign. You remember the whole week we went to LATAM. We talked about, LATAM, of course, Mexico's leading the way. Costa Rica's not doing too bad. Colombia's in the house. Panama's coming on. Ecuador. Watch out, Ecuador is coming up. I bet you Ecuador will be in the top 10 before the end of the month. That's my bet. I'm betting on Ecuador. Peru is doing phenomenal. Chile is coming up there. El Salvador, Brazil, where are you? They're coming. In North America, of course, we've got, so we've got the kind of the LATAM kind of area in the world with some of these countries that I just named. There's many, many more, but these are some of the countries that are producing. Of course, Guatemala in that region is doing phenomenal in 4th place. In North America, of course, you've got Canada, United States, and you've also got, we're including Jamaica because we're doing the North American call. And there was a lot of people chiming in from Jamaica. So to all of our friends in Jamaica, welcome to the North American call. So we're just having a little fun here. In Europe, did you know that there's 26 countries in Europe? Many, many, many languages. But we've got like FSU, the former Soviet Union, with Russia leading the way, doing phenomenal. In Europe, the number 1 market right now in Europe is Spain. In Europe, UK is coming on. I know that Hungary and Turkey, Romania, Italy, Portugal, Germany, and Switzerland are starting to move, and we want to see you all somehow crack the top 10. We went over to Africa, and this is another region, so I'm just kind of taking you through the different regions. But I was shocked to understand, because I really didn't know this. In Africa, there's 54 countries in Africa, and what we're going to do, as a company, we're going to hone in on the most productive countries within Africa, and we'll expand later on. But for sure, like Nigeria is leading the way. South Africa is right behind Nigeria. We've got Kenya in the house. All right, Kenya, watch out for Kenya. Zimbabwe, I see coming up very, very quickly, and also Mauritius, which is phenomenal. But these are the top countries right now that we're looking at. You never know who's going to know somebody who brings on someone who wants to grow their Decentra business bigger, better, faster, stronger. But every month, we're going to update you on the top 10, independent entrepreneurs that moved up, and the top 10 countries every month. So it's going to be fun to see who comes in. Now, we talked about also Asia was the last call in the series that we did. But in Asia, we've got, of course, Johnny is in Vietnam, and it looks like Vietnam is leading the way. South Korea is right in there. Philippines is starting to move, really cool. And then we've got a massive team coming in right now from Thailand. So those are the 4 areas in Asia that we're really putting some effort into and helping to grow. And again, Decentra, if you haven't noticed, is much, much bigger than any particular city, right? It's much bigger than any particular province or state, or even it's bigger than a country, because Decentra is really global. So what I encourage you to do as you build your business, go to the neighbor that lives on the right-hand side of you, and then go to the neighbor that lives on the left-hand side of you, one on each side, and maybe go across the street to those neighbors and talk about Decentra. And eventually, when you master the getting started process locally, then the getting started process as you expand globally is identical. It might be a different language, but it's the same thing. So I'm going to encourage you, as you start your building of a community, build it locally with a solid system, and then take that system, and you'll notice that as a friend knows someone who lives in France, or who knows someone in Mexico City, who knows someone in Guatemala, and they know someone in Japan or wherever in the world, then you can start growing your own global community, but using the same system. So again, here's the strategy. You want to start off always by mastering the system in your local area so you can meet people face to face, you can meet your neighbors, you can sit down for coffee. There's no expenses. Really, there's not an expense if you're building locally. There's big expenses when you start traveling around the world, right? Recently, I've been to South Africa. I went to Colombia, to Costa Rica. Next month, I'm going to be in Canada. Watch out, Canada. Yes, I'm coming to Canada. That will come out soon. And so that's how you do it. But you know what? When I go to Canada, the system is the same. As I talked about in Colombia, the system is the same as we talked in South Africa. The system is the same as it is in Costa Rica or in Mexico. Yes, or in Dubai. It's the same system. Does that make sense? I hope so. So again, you want to master the system because it doesn't change from country to country, from language to language. The translation, the most difficult part of growing a global business is so many different translations. And that's why we've kind of had to make a decision that we're going to watch and monitor the top growth countries in the world. And we're going to invest in those countries to help spark it. So with that, I want to just double, triple, quadruple, make sure that you've marked off September 24th. Don't make any plans. It's going to be a virtual global presentation. You're going to absolutely love it. You can invite every single person once the details come out. Get your list ready. Even if they said no to Decentra, send them, or they said no to whatever you were involved with. Then wait till the metaverse. It's just another part of our ecosystem that is going to be absolutely amazing. So with that, everyone, I think I've taken enough time here. I think we've got some good points across, and I want to make sure that we conclude here on a strong note. We're approaching the middle of the month. Who do you know? Who do you know in all of these countries that we talked about and all the different languages? Who do you know in your local community? And make sure that you take responsibility to master the getting started process. And if you don't know what that is, go to TVDecentra. There's a specific call that we did specifically on getting started in your first 90 days. That's the one that you want to watch. And with that, we'll see you next time on the communication call. Bye for now.